take the long way to stay close to me. I don't wanna know her, I just wanna breathe. You take me higher, you stay close to me. Oh, I feel so alive, feel so alive. The dark won't close my eyes. Yeah, I feel so alive, feel so alive. Oh, we chase the night. Oh, I feel so alive, feel so alive. The dark won't close my eyes. Yeah, I feel so alive, feel so alive. Oh, we chase the night. Sometimes a disaster, sometimes we're free. Oh, you take the long way to stay close to me. I don't wanna know her, I just wanna breathe. You take me higher, you stay close to me. Oh, I feel so alive, feel so alive. The dark won't close my eyes. Yeah, I feel so alive, feel so alive. Oh, we chase the night. Oh, I feel so alive, feel so alive. The dark won't close my eyes. Yeah, I feel so alive, feel so alive. Oh, we chase the night.
It was night today when you entered the space of me. Fragrantly sedated, stuck in your gravity. Burn me alive with your cutting stare, crushed in the dive of your flooding prayer. I wanna taste of your freedom. I wanna taste of your freedom. Frozen inside when you're not there. Weight of the world on me, I don't care. I wanna taste of your freedom. I wanna taste of your freedom. A straight shot to the system. Pleased to be your victim. Night finally elevated. Nothing could touch me. Flashlight hit that soul reload. Night light, I'll take any road. On my way to go, 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 go. Flashlight hit that soul reload. Night light, I'll take any road. On my way to go, 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 go. Burn me alive with your cutting stare, crushed in the dive of your flooding prayer. I wanna taste of your freedom. I wanna taste Just let me go. Please let me go. You like to love so hard and then you throw it away. You like to open skies and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why do you love so hard and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. So don't you blame it on me. You never knew how bad it was. Yes, you never really cared because you said your parents never gave you hugs, and as a child you were never loved. You made me love so hard, but then you threw it away. You like to open skies and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't you blame it on me. Open skies. You open all my scars and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. So don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. We used to be solid, not falling apart. Things never not okay when you were mine. You used to be honest, not pulling my heartstrings. Every other day you change your mind. Cause when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up laying lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like that. Getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, going round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop. I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Cause you keep coming back after telling me off, without even fitting sorry between goodbye and hello again. Thought we could grow again, how about no again, again and again. I'm trying to tell you we can't be friends, struggling to comprehend that we broke up and ended again and again and again. And I'm getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to this round in a circle? Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop. Got me running in a circle.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Valhalla Camp Hill. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we of course have Fortnite duos, but before we get any further, let me introduce myself really quick. I am Coach Christian. I'll be your caster and commentator tonight. So, with that being said, no hesitation, let's jump right into the teams. We have Team 1, the primary team, the honored ones, that being made of Zarek and Evan, aka ZFit and VHCH12. Team 2, secondary team, we have the Robbers, that team being made of Matthew and Cohen, Matthew going as Solar Realm. And finally, we have Team 3, the tertiary team, Shamace, that team being made up of Lachlan and Brady, Lachlan going as Shimothi, and Brady going as a BL Mace. But, ladies and gentlemen, the game's already started, so let's jump right into it. Alrighty, currently watching again Zarek and Evan. This is a team that has been very dominant this season so far, and we are expecting them to keep up the same results and see how they perform. And it looks like they're going to go to a little unnamed POI off to the side over here. Actually, I think it's this this metal yard. I've seen them go here before. They quite like this spot because you can get a bunch of metal from this yard, from this spot. So I anticipate that they're going to go here, farm up a bunch of metal pretty early on, hopefully find a good bit of loot, and then be in a really good position to transition into that mid game. It looks like they already have a car identified as well. And Evan already being down. Zarek taking a little bit longer, but he is now also going to make his way on the ground. And the looting shall commence. And looks like they're going to find that scanner pretty early. If they need to use that to see if anyone's around them, that will definitely be an option. And they're going to get those barrels there just to give themselves as much shield as possible before they start to waste potentially bigs or minis or anything like that. Also some extra metal. Very useful for some extra metal. And all of these crates give metal, so these guys will be very farmed up on the metal resource. And then, of course, wood and brick are much easier to find, so they're not going to have to worry about those two as much. We'll probably see some farming of trees and rocks as they drive around. Actually, we see the drill come out there. Doesn't look like anyone's going to pick it up, though. Actually, Zarek does go back for it. He's going to grab it. A bit of a movement item there, so we could see them use that. And Zarek's going to sort out his inventory a little bit here. But now we see just the absolute grind process of farming all of this metal, because there is quite a bit of it. And didn't find any bigs here. Maybe a little unfortunate on their side, hoping to find some bigs instead of minis. Because if they would have used those mini first, both of them could have been 100 shield. Unfortunately, though, both only being at 60. And I'm pretty sure someone is rebooting right there, off in front of them, southwest of them, of Zarek's perspective right now. So there could be a team pretty close by. It could be something that they're going to have to worry about rotating into. But these guys are actually still in first circle, so they are just going to be able to big chill at this location if that's what they decide to do. And we're going to see Zarek drop the drill. Let's take a quick little peek at Evan's loadout just to see what he's rocking with so far. Okay, we see a little bit more of a balanced loadout. See, the two bigs, surprised I haven't used those yet. Definitely want to get to 100 each. But again, we see so much farming of metal. We're seeing Evan farm metal, even though he's at max, doing a little bit of extra farming for his teammate. Now Evan's going to go off and farm some of this wood and potentially some of the brick nearby as well. They're still back at the construction yard doing up some last minute farming. Actually, he's going to jump in that car. He's going to pick up Evan. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I anticipate that these guys will take the car. No reason to leave that behind. And here they go. Off they go. Again, I'm pretty sure they did see the reboot off southwest of them. Oh, wow. Big brain from these guys. And these guys actually go to this drop spot quite a lot, so they had a little more insight than I did there, knowing that there were 3 more slurp barrels just a little bit up the road. So didn't need to waste anything. Now have a bunch of minis and still the 2 bigs. But nobody carrying green health. It's always a concern that I see happen quite a bit. Is we see a lot of teams carry a lot of shield, but not a lot of green health. And things like Storm, you know, that takes away green. That completely ignores the shield. Also, if you get beamed really quickly and all you got is shield, it's hard to get that green health back. Then you're trying to find any green health that you can. So, and these guys do such a good job at prioritizing material, prioritizing and playing together, as now Evan full 500 of each, max material. Zarek probably not far behind as well. He's got to be at max metal already. I see him farm a little bit more brick, probably a little short on that, but I would anticipate that he's probably max on wood already. And they're going to take some early shots here at this car. Not going to find any. For a second there, I thought Evan wanted to go, but he's just going to jump in the passenger seat and wait for his IGL to take the wheel. As it looks like they might push that car that they were shooting at. This bridge, a little bit of a scary place to be. Not a lot of places to go, but it looks like they're just going to go across it as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, they did lose that car, but some shots directly west of them. Actually, some player movement up there we can see as well. Just fueling up the car a little bit. I could see them push this. And they are going to drive right into it just to check it out. Evan's actually going to get out and take the engagement. He's going to find a couple good shots. Zarek doing his best to come back and help it. And getting shot from behind a little bit, doing his best to create some space though. Zarek already knocking one. Evan gets a big shot there for 50. And Evan's got him boxed in. Goes for the edit. Oh my gosh, but he knocks Evan. I don't think that Evan was expecting that. Caught him a little off guard. Zarek here going to go for the revive. Has to be very careful. He could get pushed any second here. Luckily, this is all his box, so can't be edited onto very easily. And he is going to get the revive. And crazy shots there from both of them as they collab to secure that duo elimination. We see 2 kills already coming out on the side of Evan and Zarek, and these guys are hungry. They're ready to find more. And this is where I expect to see some of that conservation of metal. We do see them using it quite a bit there. Not using so much that is concerning. We see Zarek still having just about 400. But I would anticipate that we're going to see some of the brick come out until the metal starts to become necessary in that late game. And they're going to take this car. Train looks like it's south of them. And these guys actually find a llama. That's crazy. These guys do such a good job at surveying and being aware of all the areas around them. It looks like these guys are going to try and get height here on top of this mountain. They could actually run into a team up here. As they do, as they see another vehicle, they're just going to decide that they don't want that engagement. They're going to try their best to drive away. Hopefully they're not getting followed, though. Yeah, Zarek and Evan here really could just cruise around this circle. And looks like they're going to ditch the car here and check out Magic. having some second thoughts, but did decide to go in. But very quickly ready to go. You see the lobby is dwindling down pretty quickly here. Zarek tries to destroy the chest with the car, gets a little unlucky. And I would anticipate that these guys are going to try and find some high ground here. Maybe get a little lucky with their circle pull, but no decisions yet. That poor Sprite just got absolutely run over by Zarek. And we have the fuel low gauge here. Luckily, there's a gas station not that far away. Actually, another car here that they're going to decide to take over. And they want to go to Evan's marker over here on the other side of Seaport City here. Potentially trying to predict the circle pool. Actually, no, it looks like they could be going for the black market here. And they drive right by a vehicle. Hopefully that vehicle doesn't turn around. Looks like this black market, though, already had some people fight for it. Gonna pick up any scraps left behind. As I think they wanted to find a mythic. Unfortunately for them, already taken. These guys will have to get out. Honestly, kind of surprised, though, that we didn't see that car turn back around and push them. Had to predict that Evan and Zarek were probably going to go into that black market. They were driving right for it, but looks like they didn't want to take it. Wanted to potentially force the rotate into them, but Evan and Zarek very aware of a little tricky place like that, so they're going to rotate a little bit out of the way, but all the way around to make sure that they don't have to take an engagement that they don't want to secure themselves a good spot in circle. We're going to go back to Evan here for a little bit. Evan's loadout actually looking a little barren. Still having 2 greens, the drill, and some minis here. Having that empty spot, obviously probably using it from the bigs, but definitely something that they want to be able to fill the gap with. Driving right towards some shots directly northeast of them. And can Zarek recover? No, he cannot. So they're going to tumble down the mountain here. These guys are going to take their time. And circle pull pretty favorable for them. Just being able to go a little bit. Going to get back up on the mountain. Going to take some shots at the build. Someone is in there. Evan going to try and loop around. Actually saw the car drive off. Doesn't want to put himself in a bad position, though. He's going to decide to go back, play with his teammate here. Someone goes around them. Evan seemingly wants to go, but Zarek, being that voice of reason, decides that it's not the engagement that they want to take. doing their best here to keep and maintain this high ground with being right on the edge of circle. That way they can catch potentially anyone rotating in towards it. And looks like they see some people on the zip line here. No decisions yet. That actually could be the medallion team. I believe that it is, pushing right towards Evan and Zarek. These guys are going to have to be careful taking this engagement. Zarek's going to peek out. Shots are going to start getting fired. Evan hits one there for 25. They're going to decide to make their structure a little stronger here. Change their positions just a little bit. And the bad thing about where they're at is this is a little bit of a waiting game. Both of these teams potentially waiting to see which one is going to push first. Zarek and Evan also have to be very aware of their other side. We see they're still in those builds over there. No shots from Evan and Zarek yet, though. And these guys will wait last second, get in their car, and drive away. Don't want to take any chances when it comes to that team. Bouncing down the mountain they go. Very quickly able to get out. And looks like there could be some more shooting kind of southeast of them. Zarek's going to have to be wary of which way they rotate here, as this circle is getting a little unfavorable for them, starting to go into Seaport City. There's 3 teams around them right now. Evan wanting to go. Looks like they decide to leave that car. They are going to take the one that they were in before. Some shots going to get exchanged. This is some stuff you see right out of the Hollywood movies. So many cars driving around, shots getting fired from so many different directions. Evan and Zarek doing the best that they can to not take that much damage. They're going to switch cars here. But at this point, every place that they want to go has a team already there. Still 20 teams left, and these circles are getting pretty small. 18 not counting them. Or I guess I should say 20 players left. These guys at this point are at max circle pool from where they could be. They're going to have to be very careful about how they rotate here. Potentially waiting to let some of the other teams take each other out. That way they have a little bit of an easier time, but not being the case. And these guys are going to have to go. Evan going to find some shots on the guy using the drill here. They're actually going to push this team. Someone's still in the storm. We get a break on shield. Evan trying to find the finish. Evan hit him 57. The guy with the drill can't find the knock. As they drive into another team. And they get stuck. Oh no. Evan gets absolutely lasered. Can they get out? Oh my gosh. Very unfortunate for them. These guys have to find a high ground, have to set themselves up. They need to get out of this car. Oh, luckily Evan doesn't take any damage and is able to get in the healing mist here from Zarek. These guys are able to recover a little bit. And actually, Evan going to find a knock, probably from someone in Storm. And again, looks like an explosion there coming out. Evan's going to try and go quick, hold this position, and then let Zarek, his teammate, rotate over. Shields are gone. Luckily, Zarek has some of his own. Doesn't need to worry too much, as that car is going to go in. Evan going to find a bunch of big shots, though. Get a knock on the team to their right. Evan doing his best that he can, although not enough. A little under pressure, all up to Zarek now. Zarek doing his best to buy time here. He needs to be patient and get himself reset and comfortable again. So he's going to find a big 66 shot, but he's going to take a lot of damage too. And there's a huge knock from Zarek. He has a little bit of time. He's able to drink one mini, although a car comes crashing in. Able to find a good shot there of 78. If Zarek can keep high ground here, he can definitely take this engagement, even though he doesn't want to. Zarek having no heals, luckily is able to get out, is able to take this new circle here, and he actually finds a couple knocks, a couple elims, I should say. As there is 3 players, not counting Zarek, left. So it is probably 2 people. And then another solo. These guys have to be comfortable. Or I guess I should say this guy. It's just Zarek now. This guy has to be aware. Zarek doing some scouting. Sees the duo. Potentially sees the solo as well. It's hard to tell which is which here. And Zarek going to use some of the chaos to rotate into a better position himself here. Zarek just laser beams another Camp Hill player though. He's going to find that elim. Unfortunately, can't find any heals yet, though. Zarek, a little scary on the edge of Storm there. Is able to not take any damage from it. Doing his best here. Actually, it's a 1v1. And Zarek clutches out the win on a combined total of 50 health. Wow, what a game from Zarek. That was incredible. What a crazy clutch there from Zarek. And it looks like we're actually going to have a in-between drop interview as I'm going to get to talk to him. So here, Evan and Zarek come. Zarek, I'm lost for words, man. Talk to me a little bit about 50 health. 50 health. You killed like 3 people on 50 health. Talk to me a little bit about what's going through your mind.
I was very nervous. When I was in the box, you saw me shaking. I was like, please, someone give me your help.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I wanna touch very quick. You know, I call you. I guess I should say. I don't know if anyone else does. I call you the laser beam. You know, and we see that so many times come out. We see you just absolutely laser beam.
Especially the last team.
Yeah, especially that last team. What are you doing to keep your aim as good as it is?
I just aim and look at them and shoot. I don't really.
Simple as that. It's as simple as that, really. Well, everybody, you heard it here first. If you're having problems aiming, just look at them and shoot. There you go. Your problems will be solved. Well, Zarek, there was, we saw you guys land at that drop spot before, right? You guys are very comfortable with how you play. Is there anything that you guys wanted to tweak this drop going into next drop?
Nothing I can think of.
Yeah.
Maybe when we drop, I'll think of something.
Yeah, I mean, you guys played phenomenally. I mean, obviously that shows, first place victory. So congratulations on that, and looking forward to hopefully seeing another. I don't want to jinx it, but thank you so much for your time up here, Derek. All right, and up next, his duo partner, Evan. Evan, talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling after that drop.
I felt pretty good.
So, Evan, we saw you there right towards the end game, take an encounter that it seemed like you maybe didn't want to take, and then you unfortunately got eliminated. Can you talk to me a little bit about what was going through your mind at that moment? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, and especially in a play like that too. This is going to lead me to my next question, but having someone like Zarek on your team, very comfortable, very good at aiming and everything like that, very comfortable with getting those kills. Are you ever playing, like in that moment, are you playing to secure extra damage? That way it's easier for him to go out and secure those kills.
Yeah.
And what does playing with a teammate like Zarek do for you as a player?
That makes me better because I just damage them and then finish the fight.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And does it do anything for your confidence or anything like that?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So when I'm fighting, I take my hands miss my binds. So if I know he's by me, I know I'm gonna survive and not die.
Yeah, absolutely. Zarek has a very calming presence to him. One of the calmer guys in the arena. So a great teammate to have. Well, Evan, thank you so much for your time. Don't want to take too much of it. Congratulations on a first place, and hopefully we'll get to see another one.
All right. What should I put this?
Just right on now. Yeah, that's it. All right. You heard it here first. These guys, cool, calm, collected, and ready to keep going. But I think there are still some people alive. I don't think any of our teams, unfortunately, tonight are still up. So we are just going to hang out while we wait for the next drop codes to come up. But, again, just a phenomenal play there from Zarek. Really, I mean, we heard from him. Someone as cool and as calm as Zarek is. I mean, he came up here, and this guy has ice in his veins. He was chill up here on camera, up on stream, but he's able to lock in, and he was shaking, but he's able to secure those kills when they matter most. And again, I want to say, 50 combined health. 50 combined health. Just absolutely insane that he was able to clutch that out. I cannot rave enough about Zarek as a player. I think he is a phenomenal player. Again, I call him the laser beam for his reason, and especially when we saw VH Camp Hill 4 there, we saw him just absolutely laser beam. I think it took like 3 or 4 shots for Zarek to secure that kill. Didn't miss one. Wow, I cannot rave enough about this team. This team is actually one of my favorite teams to watch in the arena. A little biased on that one, but just a team that you never know what you're going to get, but you always suspect that you're going to get solid, consistent, good plays. And it's one of the main reasons why I love watching these guys is because of the way they play, because they're so confident in themselves and in each other. We've seen this season in and season out of Zarek. No matter what teammate he has, he plays like that. And now we're seeing it even more now, building that relationship with Evan, that friendship, and building Evan's confidence not only with him, but in himself as Evan. We saw Evan come up here and talked about it, that when Zarek's around, when Zarek's alive, he's able to feel like some of that pressure is off of him, because he knows if he can get some damage, he can chip away. He has so much confidence in Zarek that Zarek's going to secure that kill, that Evan ain't even worried about the kill, and Evan ain't even thinking about the kill. He just says, how much damage can I get on this guy before Zarek kills him? So just phenomenal play from these guys. Honestly, this is the reason why these guys are in first place in Div 3. They play so well, so consistently. These guys deserve everything that they are getting this season, because they have been working so hard. But that being said, I'm just waiting here the next few minutes for the drop codes and for the lobbies to get underway. Again, you guys know that Fortnite, you never know how long it's going to take, so I'm going to apologize now. You never know when the drop codes are going to be up. Haven't heard any announcements yet on those. You guys learn about those just as soon as I learn about them, unfortunately. So not much I can do there. But again, just phenomenal playing. Wish I could learn some of the results of the other teams. Unfortunately, that is unable to do so. But I anticipate that most of the other teams did well. And it looks like the new drop code is up, so these guys should be getting underway in just a couple minutes. And honestly, I'm kind of lost for words, and it's not for any crazy reason other than I'm just so excited to watch these guys play again. I love watching Evan and Zarek play. They are so much fun to watch, and just a great team. You know, they're just great guys, great team. I can't say enough. And drop code's finally getting entered here as these guys are gonna walk back in and get ready to go. And drop code is potentially successful. Yes, it is. And we should be dropping just any minute now. Very excited about that outcome. Again, hopefully we get to see another win, whether it be ideally out of Evan and Zarek, because of course that's the team we're watching, we want to see it, but anybody in Valhalla and Camp Hill, we would love to see a win come out of them, even if we're not watching them. But again, a little biased here because I love Evan and Zarek, but I have Coach Andrew, making his way up to the booth. Welcome.
What's going on, Coach Christian? How are you?
I'm hanging in there, hanging out, having a good time, watching some Fortnite. Well, what honor do I get blessed with to have you come up here? And
You looked like you were too comfortable,
I was too
I thought
comfortable.
I'd just throw you a
I was
curveball.
too comfortable. I guess I appreciate that. I don't
Yeah,
know how
I got to
to-
keep you on your toes.
That is true. You're always doing that with those parent interviews. I gotta say.
Right? Yeah,
I don't know how much Fortnite you were watching. I saw you walking around a little bit.
I saw a lot,
Okay,
man.
if you got some of the other results, if you can give me some info, because I'd love to
So,
hear them.
Div 1, Eli and Jordan finished fourth, but they had 22 elims.
Oh my gosh.
So they dropped a 20-plus bomb.
Oh
on
my
them, So that
gosh.
was a monster match. I know, for what they're used to, it may not have been, they wanted to win.
Of course, those guys
But-
always want to win.
Yeah, when you kill a third of the lobby,
Well, yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll let it go. Let's see. Other than that, I know Div 3. I think we had 3 of the final 4 teams, and 5 of the final 7.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, our
obviously-
Div 3 teams are just
Obviously, Evan and Zarek won that drop, but I know that I think it's Lachlan and Bryce. I think they got like third or something.
Yep.
Because we got to watch Zarek laser beam
Lachlan and Bryce
somebody.
got second.
Oh,
It was the final 1v1
Yeah,
between Zarek and Lachlan.
Yo.
That was crazy.
So yeah, good on them. And I want to ask because we didn't really see much, but how did Matthew do? How did the robbers perform?
Yeah, the Matthew, unfortunately he has to play solo this week because his partner is out doing some competitive snowboarding, which
Of
is
course.
awesome. We love
Absolutely,
to see that cross-sport
absolutely.
competition. But Matthew pulled off a 3rd place all by himself with 2 limbs.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
it was absolutely fantastic.
I mean, that's insane for Matthew.
Right?
I feel like I mean these guys, Matthew and Cohen have kind of thrown their names out there, even though they're new,
Yeah.
still pretty new to the program. That they're here to compete and they want to try to take over this Div 3 top spot.
It's so much fun to watch, man.
No, absolutely.
They kind of came in at the last minute
Mm-hmm.
because they're both new to the program, and it just clicked instantly
Yeah,
for those two.
no, absolutely. I think one of my favorite things is when I see one of our teams kill another one of our teams, just because it's like, you're shooting teammates.
Yeah, it's so hard. Whenever I'm watching over somebody's shoulder, I'm always looking up like, all right, what else is going on?
Yeah.
Are they looking at our guys? Or hopefully not, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so it sounds like really good drops all around.
Yeah,
Hopefully we get to see more good drops.
I sure hope so.
I've been up here. I'm not gonna lie. I've been super biased. I love to watch Evan and Zarek. I love to watch Zarek play. I really do.
Laser beam, man.
Yeah, the laser beam. He's got that nickname for a reason.
Yep.
He's so fun to watch.
Yep.
So I would love to say hopefully we get to see some of the other teams. And of course I love watching other teams, but Evan and Zarek. Yeah, I mean these guys
Yeah.
are just
I mean, if we don't get to see the other teams, it means that Evan and Zarek are crushing
are
it.
doing phenomenally. Exactly. And the thing about Evan and Zarek for me is that they're just so consistently good that, like, I know what to expect when I watch these guys play. And they do the same thing. They make that consistency happen, and then they perform well. And it's a very strict pathway when it comes to, like, drop here, farm this, do this, take this encounter, get the kill, win the match. Like,
They play so well as a team.
Absolutely.
And obviously, this being Fortnite, it's a team game. But, they just... Evan listens to everything Zarek says and absorbs it, too. So it's not just like Zarek saying, oh, do this, do that.
Yeah.
He's actually helping coach. It's like having an extra coach over
yeah,
his
no,
shoulder,
absolutely.
And then Evan's just, he's a heck of a shot, too. So
Yeah.
You got the laser beam and then the up-close master over there.
Yep. And I have to say, I think I heard the funniest Zarek quote of all time. I asked him about his aim up here, and he said, man, all I do is I aim down sights, I look at the guy, and I pull the trigger, and then they die. And it's like...
I aim, shoot, and kill.
Yeah, it's as simple as that for Zarek, I guess. So
Watch and repeat.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like here maybe we could be getting underway.
Looks like we're about to drop.
Yes, looks like Division 3 is about to drop.
And with that, I'm going to head out
dropping.
and get back to the coaches.
Alrighty.
So
Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me join you. And,
Of course.
Hopefully we'll see you at the end for some more player reviews.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up here, talking
Take
to
care,
me.
man. See ya.
You as well. Alrighty, and we will switch over to the Fortnite now. Preparing their drop. And again, something we just talked about. Sorry about that. Is that these guys? They already got their place marked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. These guys are going to the exact same place that they did last drop because it works. We talk about consistency. It does not matter how much you talk about consistency. This team is consistent in every single aspect of their game, down to the drop spot. Down to the drop spot. These guys know exactly what they want to do and how they want to do it. And unless they have to switch that up, they're not going to. Still a little bit of airtime here. And one of the cool things that we get to see with these teams, as typically with the teams like these guys, is that they do such a good job at picking drop spots. This is an unnamed drop spot. This is an unnamed drop spot, has a good amount of loot for both of them to get comfortable with, and so much metal that these guys are able to get max and then not have to worry about metal the rest of the game. These guys also are completely uncontested. Drop 1, uncontested. Drop 2, uncontested. So comfortable at this drop spot that it does not matter, because these guys know exactly what they want and exactly how they're going to get there. And we see the slurp barrels getting farmed here again, not wasting any shields because they know that they can get to 90. Crazy plays from these guys. Crazy. Again, I can't rave about the consistency aspect of them enough. Unfortunately, though, doesn't look to have a car this time. Looks like it is just the motorcycle. Hopefully, though, for the little bit of driving that they need to do, they're able to find a car pretty quickly that can get them a little bit more comfortable. And we're going to see the mass farming of metal. And Zarek here's loadout being a little barren. He's definitely uncomfortable with that. Obviously, he has that AR, that hollow point, so that's at least a very good gun, a gun that he's very comfortable with. We saw him use it quite a bit last game, laser beam a couple players with it last game. So it's a gun that he likes to carry, but not having a shotgun is a problem for him. He definitely feels a lot more comfortable with an AR and a shotgun in his loadout. And we suspect that if he can find one, he's probably going to pick up any shotgun he can at this point. With that being said, let's take a quick little peek over at Evan's loadout and see what he's rocking with. Evan in a very similar situation here. Again, not the most comfortable of loadouts, only having that gray SMG. Luckily for Evan, he does have the shotgun, the green shotgun. So Evan, being that close range player, being so comfortable in those close range engagements that he is definitely a loadout that he is mostly comfortable with. Probably just not comfortable with the exact specifics of the loadout, but shotgun, SMG, he's ready to go. And we're going to see Evan get to max metal, so now he's going to farm some brick and some wood from right outside. Zarek still currently farming up some of that metal, trying to get to max. And Evan almost now having max wood. Not many rocks around them this time, so they're going to have to kind of go with that on the fly. Doing their best here. And actually, these guys might just run to the barrels here, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Because they're actually using one of those, gosh, I forget the name of them. The chug splashes, but that one has a specific different name. The gold rush splash, I think, is what it's called, actually. Giving them that gold rush effect, which essentially, again, is a haste and speed boost kind of effect. So move a little faster, swing your pickaxe a little faster. And Evan here actually seeing some shots on his visual audio circle here. But these guys looks like they're just going to try and run away. Evan having max wood, max metal, being very close to max brick, where you assume Zarek is also in a very similar boat with those materials. These guys are going to try and find some early high ground here. Don't know what the circle pool is for them quite yet, though. No one's taking a peek at the old map. And Evan actually sees some barrels that he's going to get himself to that 100 shield, 100 green health, or 200 total. And they find the scanner there, which is actually a really good item from where they're at. Make sure nobody is up kind of lurking along that bridge. The bridge could have some very good loot for them. And Evan going to get up there. Going to drop the shotgun for his teammate. It's only a gray, unfortunately, but it is a shotgun, and Zarek could definitely need one of those. So you're going to drop some ammo for him as well. And looks like Bruges actually was eluded quite a bit, so this guy's probably not going to find much left behind, if anything. This guy's going very slowly. Evan leaving some loot there in the bus. Potentially actually an upgrade for his SMG, but leaves it behind. As this bridge is definitely not a place you want to get stuck on. And Zarek's going to find the bike. Evan's going to hop on the back, and they're going to roll out. And they are able to find a car at the gas station. Who would have thunk? Cars belong at the gas station. Gold splashes, that's what they're called. I was so close. And these guys are going to be able to loot this gas station up a little bit here, as it has been unlooted. Interesting pick there from Evans. He's going to take the Mammoth. This is a gun that we've seen mixed things about. Personally, I am not a fan of it, but maybe Evan's a little bit more comfortable with it. When we were watching Lachlan and Bryce, I believe last week or the week before, we saw them carry it as well. These guys just trying to do their best to get in circle here. And Zarek going to loot a little bit more. Definitely trying to be a little more comfortable. And Evan completely leaving that green SMG. And now he sees it, but he leaves it again. I'm not quite sure why he just keeps avoiding the higher rarity SMG, even if it's not the gun that he wants to have. Any rarity at this point would be better than a green. And these guys are going to take an engagement here. Evan has to reload. Going to get some good shots, though. And these guys potentially going to rotate out. Evan's getting a little decision heavy. Looks like he's going to wait, though. That player being in whites. Actually, Zarek gets the knock. They're going to go for the cleanup there. Doing a good job at surveying the area, trying to make sure that that duo isn't nearby. And it looks like they do find him. Absolutely chasing him down. Unable to get the kill yet, but Evan, through Zarek, is able to land a couple shots and get the elim. And we're going to see the bat get picked up. And Evan gonna mark some weapons. Actually gonna pick up this AR, giving himself potentially a little bit more comfortability in his loadout. And we see the sticky grenade launcher here. Looks like Evan could be pondering about picking that up. He is definitely thinking about it. Decides to leave it, though. Wants to keep the gold splashes instead. These guys gonna do what they do best. Drive around, get a sense of the area. Evan actually gonna take some shots here as they find someone. Evan did hit him once for 14. And they're actually going to get out of here, take this engagement. Trying their best to find him. Evan actually gets bopped away a little bit with the bat. They're going to try and take their car. Evan is able to get in the passenger seat. And they find the knock. We anticipate that Zarek is going to pick up this bat. But actually, looks like they're going to get... Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe more shots weren't fired at them. We're going to see them use this chug jug here. Zarek's going to top himself off. Then Evan is going to use it as well. Choosing to use the minis here instead of just topping it all off with the chug jug potentially means that one of them is going to carry it. Looks like neither of them do decide to carry it, so very interesting play there. Some shots. It looks like directly south of them. Hard to tell exactly where. As they find another car that they would love to take. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tune in their comms real quick.
They're going to turn to pop you. Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
Oh. There's only
Oh,
10 more
yeah.
teams.
Mythic chest.
Better AR. I beg.
Oh.
I feel like it's a sign.
You're in war.
I feel like it's a sign, Zarek. I feel like I just have to take it now.
The second golden one. Oh, stopped.
But they did not take it, Dobits, maybe? Well, get out. I saw something on my one. Yes, sir.
Okay, they took the Dobis.
Yeah. I just wanted the gold.
Oh,
I just wanted the precision valve Dustin G. I could not be more happy with my loadout right now.
For real.
Instead of having a gold shotgun.
Oh my god.
Oh my lordy lord, boy back.
There's some shooting.
Actually, no, I think you need to keep the cards, Eric. It's the ugly combos. I mean, amazing combos.
All right, and as you heard it here first, these guys very comfortable with their loadouts, ready to go. And could anticipate here seeing a little bit more of an aggressive playstyle coming out of these guys now that they are both so very comfortable with their loadouts and how they are feeling. Haven't seen any shots in a little while ago. We did hear them calm it. Unfortunately, we just missed Coach Kyle giving them some advice, watching over their gameplay. Always a heartbreaker when we miss Coach Kyle. But these guys going to continue to survey the circle, do the best they can. Only 16 players left, so not that many left. Again, that is not counting them, of course. I'm not really seeing much either. At this point, these guys are having the time of their lives just driving around. And actually, they are going to hear a car here. Evan's going to try and shoot it with the sticky. And actually, he does hit it. That did a lot of damage to the car. It looks like they have the laser there. Evan doing his best to try and stick it with some of those grenades. So he unfortunately was able to. And it looks like that they might have gotten out. Actually, Evan re-saw eyes on him. Gonna take a couple more shots. Don't see any damage indicators. Evan still trying to hit them through the woods now. We anticipate that he's gonna save his last 10 shots. Some shooting actually directly southwest of them. And we do see the car there, southeast. And a lot of cars driving around now. Found all the action. 14 players left, not including them. This poor purple car, man. Evan and Zarek are hunting these guys down. Looks like they do decide to ditch out. They see some loot on the ground there, potentially a previous engagement. Thought that motorcycle was a person there for a second, not gonna lie. These guys are gonna take high ground, right on the edge of Crime City. Zarek, the professional stunt driver out here. These guys are going to get right on the edge of that circle. A new car freshly awaiting them. A beautiful Lamborghini. These guys don't really have that far to go to circle, but depending on which way they rotate, they do have to worry about shiny here. We do see some building coming up right on the top of that high ground. Evan thinking about shooting a sticky grenade launcher, decides not to though. A little out of the range, I think, for that gun. And they're going to rotate around shiny here. Try to find some high ground to hunker down on. It looks like somebody's already on this high ground. Gonna take some shots though. Zarek and Evan saying, this is our high ground. Actually, I've been watching Evan quite a lot, so we're going to switch to Zarek here for the last little bit. Zarek finding a couple shots, hitting that one player for 31. 46, 77. That's great damage there from Zarek. 31. Storm now on that player's back. Has to be so careful. Zarek still firing. Can he find the knock? He does find it. Oh, and it's his Valhalla Camp Hill teammate. Not his actual teammate, because it's just a duo, but finding the car directly below them as well. And this is where that sticky grenade launcher is going to take action here. Evan able to just fire down. And it looks like Zarek's ready to go here. Evan's still hanging out for just a couple more seconds. Not wanting to leave quite yet, as they still have this team right below them. Gonna try and destroy this car as they do, but Zarek takes a big shot. Gonna be able to get himself right back up to full 150 health though. And now they are going to decide to get out. And it looks like they actually got those kills. Gonna drive by, potentially loot up a little bit here if they just see anything they do like. Not seeing much though. Taking a little bit of damage, but not enough to worry about it, as these guys now are gonna rotate into circle. Kind of rotate the whole way around. So they're going to pick up a little updraft there from the wind sprite. Rotating dead side of circle, something that these guys are very comfortable and aware of. And a car coming right for them. So they're going to have some shots. Zarek's ready to go, picks up Evan. These guys are going to try in their best to get out of this position. Someone in the bush. Oh my God, there's a little bit of a jump scare there. These guys are just going to continue to drive around at this point. And unfortunately, Storm pull where they just were. And these guys very low on fuel. Have to try and find some natural cover here. Going to go in the bush. Check. Nobody's in there. This guy's doing a great job at holding their ground. 5 players left. So close to it being in the favor of Evan and Zarek. As long as these guys play smart, they can secure this second victory. They find some shots here. Zarek hits a big 85. Zarek trying to find some shotgun shots. Unfortunately, can't find any. Hits one there for 25. Zarek getting crashed down on a little bit. And unfortunate for Evan and Zarek, as they are only able to find a fourth. But very quickly here, we're actually going to switch to Matthew, who is still alive in that same drop. Still alive, holding his own here by himself in a 2v1 scenario here. If there's anybody that can do it, it's Matthew. Matthew trying to get himself back up to as much health as possible. That circle is tiny. And the explosions are going to come out. Matthew doing his best here. Try and distance himself from those. Try to take some cover. But unfortunately for him, he's out of metal. Actually, I think it's a 1v1v1. Matthew gonna find one. It's a 1v1. Unfortunately, that player is on height. Matthew gonna do his best to try and shoot him down. Matthew doing his best to keep his eye on his opponent here. Matthew's trying to spleef him here. Matthew's actually going to start making his way back to where that circle is going to be pulling. Going to take some damage here from the explosives. Has to really make sure he's on point with his builds there. Messes up the edge a little bit, and unfortunately for Matthew, gets caught out. So heartbreaking for him. But with that being said, we now will have some post-game interviews as Eric is eyeing the camera. I think he wants to come back up here.
Yep.
Zarek, welcome back up to the booth. Obviously, not a first place. A little heartbreaking, but a very solid 5th place finish. Can you talk to me a little bit about that second drop?
It felt a little worse because our spot that we always drop at, I only had an AR, no shotgun.
Yeah, you guys really struggled, I feel, for loot until really into that kind of like first period of late game.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing in moments like that to kind of maximize what you can and can't do?
Just play passive the whole time.
Yeah. Something that we see out of you guys a lot is we see you guys kind of survey the map. You guys are always aware, kind of keeping your heads on a swivel. Can you give me a little bit of an insight of why you're doing that as much as you are, and the scenarios where maybe you want to do that more compared to other times?
Usually just to see where the medal is, mostly. See if there's gas stations to refill the car, and black markets.
And finally, here's Eric. I want to ask, 1st and a 5th. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But is there anything you guys are hoping to improve on going into next week, that being the final week before playoffs?
Try to get another 2nd place. I mean, first.
You heard it here first.
2 first place.
Zarek's a simple man. All he wants is 2 firsts.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. Well, Zarek.
Oh yeah, and to kill those lower crafts again. Because they actually killed us last week, bush camping. And then first game we killed them today, and then they
A
killed
little
us.
bit of a rivalry coming out, I see. Well, Zarek, congratulations on your drop tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys in playoffs and see how well you do. Thank you so much for your time up here.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Of course, always a pleasure to have Zarek be able to come up here and talk a little bit about how he is doing. And unfortunately, Matthew dipped out. I would have loved to talk to him, especially as he was able to secure a 2nd place in that last drop. I believe Coach Kyle still potentially in the act, so I'm going to try and fill a little bit of airtime for him until he is able to join me with his amazing presence up here. But yes, as I said, as Derek said, phenomenal drops all around. And honestly, it was great. It was great to get to see Matthew able to secure 2nd place by himself. Honestly, I think if he didn't get jumped on, I think he would have won that fight. I think he would have won that engagement. He seemed so much more confident in his abilities, but again, just a little unfortunate with how things ended out. Just amazing stuff though from Lachlan and Evan and from Matthew as we got to see them. Unfortunately, we did not get to see our 3rd or our tertiary team play, but do not worry, do not fret, because we will get to see them play next week, hopefully, as they will be the secondary team. And hopefully we'll be able to tune in for potentially some late game madness going on from Lachlan and Brady. And it looks like Coach Kyle is just about done here, so hopefully he's going to be able to run up here very quickly and bless us with his insight, as it's always a pleasure having Coach Kyle be able to join me in the booth. Just waiting the extra couple seconds as he is ready to go. But again, I cannot stress enough how phenomenal these drops were. Really how phenomenal every drop was tonight at the arena. It seemed like we had really good placements all around. That's something that we'll definitely be able to ask Coach Kyle, and he'll be able to shed some more light on as the finishes of everybody. As he is again just wrapping up. Definitely give Coach Kyle a little bit of grace, as he's got a lot of teams here and has a lot of people to talk to. And here he comes, making his way to the booth. Cue his music. Unfortunately, we don't have any music, but cue his music, because we are blessed with Coach Kyle.
The music. I got my headphones. Look at this. Although, I don't know. We had a really good headphoneless stream last time. So
Yeah, we adapt up here.
We adapt.
We go with what works.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Absolutely.
It's a good motto for tonight's stream, honestly.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely, of course. Coach Kyle, we saw some phenomenal Fortnite come out here.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the Fortnite that we didn't get to see.
So there's so much. I want to give some huge props to Matthew.
Absolutely. When we got to see that second place finish.
A second place finish solo?
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy work. Some absolutely incredible stuff. One of the things that I love and adore is, I don't know how much of Sean and Cam's game that you got to hear or see, but those two have come so far in the thing that I love the most, which is communication. Sean, I'm going to throw Sean under the bus a little bit, but when Sean came to us, Sean struggled to get a lot of the kind of stuff that we were working on for the communications. And so one of the things that I was so stoked to observe during that match was he was like, hey, we're going to go here. Hey, kids there. Hey, we're low on metal. Let's rotate to this position. Oh, hey, man, just to let you know, I opened this up. There's this item here that's this rarity. I know you like that one. And I'm sitting in the back going, oh,
yeah,
like
that's
my
crazy.
brain is just exploding. I'm so stoked. And again, I wish that had translated to a higher placement for the both of them, but both of those finishes were within top 20, which is a scoring finish in both drops. That's
great.
Pretty huge.
Yeah, got to start somewhere.
Listen, we've gone from T-posing in bushes and getting 30th place to getting like 10th or 11th.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally here, I think we got to talk about the Wonder Duo. I'm going to start calling them the Wonder Duo because I love watching these guys so much. Evan and Zarek.
It's incredible.
Just a phenomenal first place finish and then a fifth.
Yes.
Can you talk to me a little bit more about what you were seeing from that coach's perspective?
I swear, the fifth place finish cracks me up. So let's talk about the first place finish first, because I think that's honestly where the bread and butter comes together, right? It's just a textbook game of the kind of consistency that we've been working on. It's the kind of stuff that we talk about in practice. It's the type of stuff that I break down for them pre-game every time, right? One of the things that I love is I'm coaching them. I'm about to advise Zarek. I'm like, dude, you've got people on the sky platform. You have a great angle. You have a high range, high velocity weapon. Just crack the builds and drop them from the sky. And before I could say a word, he just goes and drops them from the sky without me saying a word. So like it's the kind of fundamentals that I was always hoping for. And again, it's that great back and forth. And you guys got to see that in match one. Match two, I genuinely think I don't want to say I'm disappointed in a fifth place finish. We're not unlucky. We were memeing. And that's like...
That's fair, yeah.
They were. And I think if you asked Evan honestly, if you had taken all those fights with the intensity and the intelligence that he usually does, he would tell you no.
Yeah.
No, but Evan was like, had this in his mind. He was like, I'm going to keep people with the grenade launcher. And I'll be honest, like maybe there's a part of me that should be a little bit more strict to be like, no, but like it's so important that you have games like that where you have an opportunity to try new stuff and to loosen up. And again, like, yes, this is about winning, but it's really about having fun too. And God, nothing could make me happier than watching Zarek get beamed for once, which is like, it's, again,
Incredibly
huge
rare.
props to Zarek, because usually as the one doing the beaming, for him to go from 200 to 12
Yeah.
in an instant and then stay calm, firm it, and remain to communicate was huge. But watching Zarek get beamed like that, and then Evan step up to clutch that car explosion in the middle of the game was just, it was cinema.
Yeah, no,
Cinema.
absolutely.
It was awesome.
And that's
So-
something that I actually, I got to talk to them a little bit about, was that just like they play so well together, they feel so good together, especially from Evan's perspective. You know, he was saying, like, just knowing that Zarek is there, knowing that he has Zarek as a teammate, he feels more confident, not only in them as a duo, but in himself.
So this is one of the things that I know you have heard me talk about. And I know you can vouch for this. But I tell the kids all the time, at this point, we are our own worst enemies. I don't think there's a Valhallan as good at Fortnite in the country as we are.
Yeah.
I would stake my left arm on it.
Yep.
Right? At this point, our biggest enemies are ourselves. It's our confidence, and it's getting in our own heads. So it is amazing to see what happens to Evan, who a couple of times was like, Coach, I'm not that great. Coach, I'm kind of average. I'm even kind of mid at Fortnite. He's said that to me before in the past, or things similar to it, right?
Okay.
Or like would insinuate that with his
Yeah, of
words
course.
and his actions. So for him to go from that to somebody who is making those, to quote the kids, these big brain plays, is awesome. But it comes with the confidence, and nothing makes me happier than knowing that confidence comes from their fellow teammate, from another student.
Of
Like
course,
that's huge.
absolutely.
That's as far as I'm concerned, we have reached nirvana. This is what education
I would
is
agree.
for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's awesome. No, I what a blast! It was a blast to coach. It was
a blast to watch.
I'm sitting there like a couple times, like I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is great.
Yeah, it was great.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they potentially move up a division next year.
True.
Or
true.
next season. So.
Well, let's let them get this banner first, and then they can worry
Oh,
about
no,
that.
no. Well, you all at home get to enjoy that. Me as the coach, I have to be thinking, all right, what's it going to look
That's
like
true,
next
that's
season?
true.
What changes am I going to
Yep.
make to that? How's that going to function? So,
No, absolutely. Well, Coach Cal, thank you so much for your time up here.
As
It's
always.
always a pleasure talking to you.
dude, of course. I have headphones now. This is great.
Yeah, that you do. We're professional. Who
We're
would have thought?
professional.
Who
Oh
would have
my
thought?
gosh.
We're professional.
I mean, you don't get as much of the bald head now without my
yeah,
headphones.
see, I wear the hat.
Yeah,
It
maybe
hides
I
my
should-
mess.
One of these days, I need a pink hat, and then you and I can match.
Yeah, there we go.
we can be
Absolutely,
twinsies. We can be
absolutely. That'd be
twinsies on
great.
stream. All right, thank you so
Yep,
much,
thank
Coach
you,
Christian.
Coach Kyle. Well, that is going to be it from us here at Valhallan Camp Hill, everybody. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, for supporting us day in and day out. Come back tomorrow, where we will have either Apex or Overwatch. You guys will get to see the lovely interns, Evan and Evie, up here casting again. But for that being said, thank you guys again so much. From myself, Coach Christian, and everybody here at Valhallan Camp Hill. We will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.